students, welcome back to our English class. We were going through our last lesson of Unit 3. Climate change is not hysteria, it's a fact. It's a speech by Leonardo DiCaprio. We had already gone through the first two paragraphs of the speech delivered by Leonardo DiCaprio. As a citizen, he is very much concerned about the climate crisis. As an actor, he says that he has acted as imaginary characters and solved many imaginary problems. And also, I believe that the mankind consider the climate change in the same way that it is something fiction or imaginary. And it is happening to someone else's planet, not in ours. Now, look at the third paragraph. But I think we know better than that. Every week we are seeing new and undeniable climate events. Evidence that accelerate climate change is here now. We know that droughts are intensifying, our oceans are warming and acidifying, with methane plumes rising up from beneath the ocean floor. We are seeing extreme weather events, increased temperatures, and the West Antarctic and Greenland ice sheets melting at the unprecedented rate, decades ahead of scientific projection. Here in this paragraph, DiCaprio is telling about the unquestionable condition of the climate events. Evidences are there that shows a change in the climate, and droughts are intensifying, increasing, our oceans are warming and acidifying with methane beneath the ocean floor. We can also see the extreme weather events, increasing temperature, and the West Antarctic and Greenland ice sheets melting at the unknown rate. This is a prediction of the scientist. None of this is rhetoric and none of it is hysteria. It's a fact. The scientific community knows it, the industry knows it, and governments know it. Climate change is our single greatest security threat. My friends, this body, perhaps more than any other gathering in human history, now faces this difficult but achievable task. You can make history or you will be vilified by it. To be clear, this is not about just telling people to change their light bulbs or to buy a hybrid car. This disaster has grown beyond the choices that individuals make. This is now about our industries and our governments around the world taking decisive, large-scale action. I am not a scientist, but I don't need to be, because the world scientist community has spoken and they had given us a prognosis. If we don't act together, we will surely perish. In this paragraph, none of this is rhetoric and none of it is hysteria. That means nothing is related or nothing here is uncontrollable. It's a fact. It's a truth. Here scientist community know that, industries know that, government know that the climate change is a single greatest security threat. That is a difficulty we are facing now. Leonardo tells to his friends that now there is possibility more than gathering together in groups. We have to face this difficulty by achievable task. We should achieve it and then we can make history, or otherwise we will be vilified. Vilified means writing or speaking in an abuse manner. Here, I did not ask you to change the light bulb or buy an hybrid car. The disaster here that grows up beyond our choice. We are not able to choose it. And this is how about the industries, government around the world they are taking settlements. They are trying to settle the large scale action. Decisive means settlement. Here in the next paragraph he says that he is not a scientist and also he don't want to be, because the whole scientist community says that they predict that if we don't act together, surely we will perish. Prognosis means predicting something. Now is a moment for action. We need to put a price tag on carbon emission and eliminate government subsidies for coal, gas and oil companies. We need to end the free ride that industrial polluters have been given in the name of free market economy. They don't deserve our tax dollars. They deserve our scrutiny, for the economy itself will die if our ecosystem collapses. He says that we should put price tag on carbon emission. Somebody is emitting carbon, price should be given. And also government subsidies related to the coal, gas and oil should be eliminated, stopped. It should not be there. And also we need to end the free ride the industrial polluters, those people who pollute the environment. That should be ended. And in the name of free market economy, they are polluting by saying that it's a free market economy and they don't deserve our tax dollars. What did they deserve? They deserve our scrutiny. Scrutiny means keen observing very keenly. For the economy itself will die. The economy will not be there if the ecosystem collapses. If there is destruction in the ecosystem, economy will not be there. The good news is that renewable energy is not only achievable but good economic policy. That means that renewable energy are the part of good economic policy. And this is not a partition debate. Partition means supporter. It's not the debate of a supporter. It is a human one. That means clean water, air, everything, livable climate, everything belongs to the human right. And solving this crisis, it's not a question of politics. It's a question of our survival. If we want to survive, we have to stop this crisis. We only get one planet. Humankind must become accountable on a massive scale for the wanton destruction of a collective home. That means we are only having one planet. And we humankind should have a knowledge of the violent destruction of a collective home. Protecting a future of this planet depends on the conscious evolution of a species. So, we should be aware about it. Then only we can protect our future. This is the most urgent of times and the most urgent of messages. This is a very important message that I want to convey during this time. Honored delegates, leaders of the world, I pretend for a living, but you do not. The people made their voices heard on Sunday around the world, and the momentum will not stop. And now it's your turn. The time to answer the greatest challenge of our existence on this planet is now. We beg of you to face it with courage and honesty. Thank you. So, here he says that the leaders of the world and the important person, they pretend for their living. But we should not, you do not, we should not do like that. The people, they came out on Sunday, moved around the world, and that movement will not stop. And now it's your turn, and now it's our opportunity, our turn, the time to answer the greatest challenge of our existence on this planet. If we want to exist in this planet, we should face this challenge. We should face it with courage and honesty. So these are the words of Leonardo DiCaprio. I hope you got an idea about the lesson. If there is any doubt, you can ask me. See you in the next class.